Hey guys, welcome back to Thistle Hill Farmstead. Today I'm going to try out some of this magic crack filler. I've seen this stuff all over the internet, all over TikToks and Reels and everywhere else, and I've really been curious of whether or not it works. So yeah, I did it. I bit the bullet. I ordered some. And I'm going to try it out. I've got a couple of cracks in the driveway that in the past I have filled with this Quikrete sealer, and it's worked really good. It's a it's kind of a polymer, so it's flexible, and the only problem with it is you got to put it on with a caulking gun, and it's really thick and it's kind of a pain. And the crack I want to try this on is kind of a thin crack, so this doesn't lend itself very well to thin cracks. It does good on a thick crack because you can cut it and squirt it in there and it closes up really good. So I'm going to try this out. I've read the instructions. It says fills cracks in concrete, asphalt, and masonry, resists weed growth, resists boring insects, resists water intrusion. It resists all that, yeah. So, and then I've read the instructions. Basically, it just says clean the crack out, sprinkle it in the crack. I've got an old paintbrush. It basically says wipe the excess off. And I've got a squirt bottle with just water in it. And I'm going to mist it, and we'll see how it does. So let's go outside. Here's my crack. You can see kind of starts right there and progresses all the way across the driveway to the end. And I have taken my blower and a brush, and I've already blown it out, cleaned it out, and tried to get it as clean as possible so you can see how big the crack is. And I want to try this out on there and just see what happens. So let's start at this end here, and I'm going to put the camera here, and then I'll get the I'm going to see if I can get some of these pieces here out also. They're pretty tight in there, so I don't, like I said, I brushed it, I blew it out with the blower, so I don't think those are going to come out. I'll just leave them, and we'll put it on as it is and try it out. All right, I've got my product out here, and you can cut this tip and I guess spray it in, but my crack's big enough. I'm just going to take the top off and sprinkle it in and see what happens. I have my brush and I have my water out here, so let's sprinkle a little bit. I'm going to go this way. And I'm just sprinkling it in here. Let me take my little brush and see how this does. So let's just brush it. I don't want to take it all out of the crack, so I'm trying to brush on either side of the crack here. It seems like it's going to go a long way, because it looks like it's doing pretty good. I got a little hairline crack over here that I'm going into. And let's get in this bigger one here. That's a pretty big crack there. And it looks like I might have taken a little too much out of this. All right. This ain't rocket science, but I'm trying to make it look as good as I can. I don't know what this is going to look like when it dries. Okay. And let me put a little bit more right here. This is uneven, so I don't know if I don't know how much overlap I can have and it still look good. I guess we'll try it on this first piece here and see what it looks like. A little windy. All right, so that looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Put a little more here. This crack over here is almost deep enough that I could use that other crack sealer on, but we'll try this. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Let's spritz it now with some water and see what it looks like. This says spritz it, so that's what I'm doing here. We'll let that set a bit, and let me go on down the line here and work on the rest of the crack. Spritz this other section some more. Alright, let's keep going. Gotta go all the way over there. Well, there we go. It is filled. It's a little yellow or golden looking compared to my existing concrete, which is interesting because the bottle depicts it as kind of gray. Let's see what it says. Lightly mist with clean water 3 or 4 times, being careful not to let water puddle or run off. Okay, well, let's do what they say and keep misting it. Let me back you up just a little bit here. There we go. Now you can see the entire crack. And you can maybe see that I put it on a little bit heavier here than I did down toward the ends, and that might wind up looking a little better. I don't know if I can smooth it out a little bit with this, maybe now. It does look like it's still a little malleable. Just so it doesn't look like, yeah, that still moves a little bit. This side down here looks pretty good where I put less, so I think less is more. Less is better. Let's spritz it again. And I'll come back later, maybe a month, 6 months, 1 year, whatever, and see how this lasts. Yeah, see, that's kind of a big area there. Okay, that's pretty good. I can kind of wipe it with my finger there a little bit now that it's wet. Hey, that's pretty good. I can blend it a little bit now that it's wet. So these areas that might have gotten a little bit too much on, can blend them in a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. This small crack over here, it looks like it did really good kind of filling in that. So maybe it does better on little hairline cracks. And I do have some more hairline cracks up on the upper part of the driveway that I want to try it on. Well, we'll let that sit and let it dry, and I'll come back later and show you the final results. Let me try another one. This is again, a hairline crack. So maybe it does better on those because it is kind of a sandy. Hey, Charlie. How you doing, buddy? What you doing? What you doing, bud? You come to see what Daddy's doing? Yeah? Yeah, thank you. So yeah, this seems to like really go down into those cracks, the thin cracks, nicely. What do you think, Charlie? What do you think, buddy? You in my camera view, you know that, right? You want to be a YouTube star? Is that what you're doing? Want to be a YouTube star? Okay. Content creator. Okay. So on this one, I did just let it go right into the crack and not so much around on the ground. So let's spray this, see how it does. Now I do have one section over here where I'm going across our painted line for the pickleball court. Let me bring you over and we'll see how it does. Like I said, it does seem like it's, for these tiny cracks, it's doing really good because it's just going right down in the crack. Let's spritz that one. Pretty good. I'm going to keep going down through here with this crack and see how it does. So I've tried it on a couple of smaller cracks, these hairline cracks, and I do find that it seems to work a lot better on these hairline cracks. Now, with that being said, they're teeny tiny little cracks, so I'm not sure, it is going in and filling the cracks in, but I don't know, it's not a true huge crack. Now over here is the crack that I filled in previously, and it does go all the way across here. You see it's still a little wet where I spritzed it. It's a long, but it's again a hairline crack, and my hope is that this will, if nothing else, seal the crack and prevent water from getting into it and causing it to crack anymore. We don't have a really cold winters here in Georgia, but if it does, water does get in there and freeze and cause it to crack. Now here's the first one I did. It's a bigger crack, and you can see that there's a lot more material in this crack. So I want to spritz it again. I've done it a couple of times, and finally this section is in the shade now, and we'll see how it does and how it lasts. we have someone who parks here, our renter who is in our apartment here. She parks here every day. So we'll see how it holds up with someone driving across it each day and see if it cracks some more. Now, of course, obviously, if the concrete is still settling, you're not going to prevent any kind of cracks there. I'm sure this is just a temporary solution. I wonder how flexible this is. The product I showed you before from Quikrete, it is kind of a polymer flexible crack filler. So as the concrete still flexes and moves, it's supposed to flex and move with it. And I have patched some cracks with it last year, and they have stayed filled, and I'm pretty happy with it. The only issue I have with it is a lot lighter. It's almost a white color, even though it's supposed to be a cement color. But so you can really, it kind of accentuates the crack, but the crack accentuates itself. Who am I kidding? So yeah, we're gonna let these dry, and probably can't see very well with me in the shade, or shading it with a shadow. So that's it. That's filling some cracks with this Magic Crack here. And like I said, I'll check back in a month or a couple of months and let you know how it held up. And I did get this on Amazon, so I'll put a link down in the description of this video. And if you want to try it out, click on that link. It doesn't cost you anything extra. I get a couple of pennies off of any sales that happen through my affiliate link. So there you go. Thanks again for watching, and take care. We'll see you next time here on Thistle Hill Farmstead.